being here tonight. We're here to talk about a campaign for the Department of Journalism and Public Relations at IUPUI. I'm Cheryl Welch, and I'm a full-time IUPUI employee in another school and also a part-time graduate student.
And I'm Michelle Ryder. I am a full-time employee locally with Cummins, and I'm also a part-time graduate student, and this is my 5th class, so halfway through.
Thank you, Michelle. So here's an outline of our strategic plan, and we are going to cover these things. A lot of it you may already know if you've been following what's going on in the department, but hopefully we will offer some exciting tactics to get things moving, get everybody excited. Okay, so in the spring of 2013, there were 31 students in the just the public relations major in the graduate public relations students. And by fall of 2014, IU Bloomington reorganized, and the School of Journalism and Public Relations became a department. And so after that, now, fall of 2022, we have 5 students who are actually public relations majors. And so we are hoping to stop the bleed and turn this around. Notice the crimson wash over the side. All right, so the reorganization was not the only factor in our numbers. There were a whole lot of things, but it certainly did not help the image of the department or our brand identity. I think kind of felt lost in the very large house that is liberal arts. Okay, and so here's another way to look at it. This is just, again, public relations graduate students from 2013 to 2022, and you can see, COVID happened about here, but it's definitely a slope. So where we're going, we need to increase enrollment, and then a byproduct of the tactics we will be doing the focus on increasing enrollment will strengthen the program image and our reputation in our community. There are a lot of people who don't know our program exists, so we need to fix that. So our objectives are to increase our enrollment by 10 new students, with 5 of those being students of color. We really need to bring diversity into the program as we grow. And we also, as a byproduct, want to increase awareness through our digital media and activating our current students and alumni. We have people who can talk about the program.
You can do it. All right.
And so we should utilize everyone who's remotely connected to the department in as many ways as possible that will not actually cost us anything. All right, so targeting. For new enrollment, yes, you made us Laura Ryle, a celebrity, who's a senior. And for new enrollment, we're targeting professionals who are already in public relations and related communication fields. And also there are people who get out into the work world, maybe their bachelor's was not in a communication field, and they realized that those skills would really help them advance to the next level too. So I don't think we just need to limit ourselves to thinking, only these people will do public relations, but we definitely need to find the low-hanging fruit, the people already working in PR, especially the ones who work for large companies like Michelle, who get tuition reimbursement. Yeah. And I also, as an IUPUI employee, get tuition reimbursement on 1 class a semester. So I'm sure there are other employees that we can get the word out to as well. Because I know that these skills that I'm learning currently help me in my job, even though I do not have a public relations job at this time. I work in undergraduate affairs undergraduate, oh my gosh. Anyway, I work in records with undergraduates and the dean's office. So we also want to advocate and promote our current seniors and, well, no, wait, sorry. We need to talk to current seniors as well, even though they are probably not the main audience for immediately beginning in the graduate program, because they often need a few years of experience to really understand. Laura is an outlier and an exception, and she's fabulous, and she could hang with us. And there are seniors who could go straight from the undergraduate to the graduate if they, like her, are in a really good internship program and have a lot of connections and really understand a little bit more about how the world works. So we'd like to use these three groups, current students, alumni, and faculty, to advocate and promote the program.
Okay, so switching gears a little bit for tactics. The tactics that we're going to talk about will primarily focus on the use of social media, both owned media and then paid media as well. So just here we've got kind of a high level overview of the timeline, and so what we're looking at, if you'll see in the paper, we divided up into kind of phase 1 and phase 2. This is a snapshot of phase 1, which is spring, and so this is built and the academic calendar is into consideration here based on kind of the deadlines of enrollment, things like that. So at the top you'll see more of the preparation tactics, purchasing the ads, creating the videos, creating internal ads. And then more so into the second phase of that implementation, more of posting on social media channels. That's where we have the speaking with communication professionals in the community, emailing the undergraduate students and reaching out to them, and also creating a press release. So more of those kind of implementation tactics there, but a lot of the prep work there towards the beginning of both phases. So here, also a plug around here. So looking at the owned use of social media here for IUPUI, what we've noticed and we noted here is they're already doing a good job of promoting on owned social media channels. So both of these posts here, you'll see were across, I think I saw them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And so continuing to use those channels, and also maybe with the own tactics also, can other IUPUI accounts also kind of reshare these and things like that to engage some other accounts within IUPUI. And then looking more towards the paid tactics, which would be new. So paid social media here. Both of these ads were targeted towards either Cheryl or I. So I think I had this yesterday. So just what you see kind of the sponsored ads with, like the Kelley School of Business, or in this case, the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs. So just getting on social media channels, finding your demographic, targeting them. And now that I've clicked on this is all I see if I go on Facebook. So.
Oh no,
yeah.
Don't go to them.
I know, they don't want me, I don't think. But yeah, so just kind of adding this to what already exists is how we see a benefit there. And then just some additional tactics. Cheryl has created this flyer, as you see, that can be used. Also has a QR code with the program info. And the flyer, I think, could be utilized. That is a picture from the grad fair. The grad fair wasn't on the spring. I think that's going to be in the fall. Just having a booth at the grad fair, including this flyer. Also sharing with that message with the communication professionals, whether it's reaching out to departments or sharing this information with them as well. So just some additional tactics here outside of social media that can be kind of a side item for that.
It's a nice flyer.
Oh, I want budget. Everybody's favorite thing to talk about, right? So money is tight, but we feel that even with a modest amount of money to aim toward ads on targeted social media platforms, that they could really quickly turn over some benefits and get some new students in the program who then would be paying for classes. So our main focus is LinkedIn. we want to put a little bit more toward that because that is where people go who are looking for a new job in our age group. So I think we're, you know, slightly younger than us, like 30 to on up to my age. We're on LinkedIn if there's a life change happening. If we want to change jobs, or if we're thinking about making more connections or just changing things up a little bit, LinkedIn is where professionals usually go. All right, and then also Facebook and YouTube have the largest reach of all the social platforms. So kind of picked one, we're going with Facebook. And again, that reaches the demographic that we want. And Instagram, slightly younger, but also a nice swath of the people that we want to reach. Twitter is a wild card right now, but it's in the mix. And so we want to use the budget, as I said, mainly for ads, and then also utilizing for some materials that would need to be printed if those weren't already budgeted for. And then some giveaways for things like the grad fair.
Always gotta have tchotchke. Yep.
So, but the budget is really geared toward social media, and elsewhere it's pretty lean. Okay, and there are some different ways to look at the budget. We can look at objective-based budgeting, where basically you're assigning the resources based on your objectives. And then if you think, I can't pay for all that, then you have to look at decreasing your objectives. And then for zero-based budgeting, you rank all the tactics by order of what's critical to this, and work with paying for those first, and then cutting out what doesn't seem as imperative to the end goal. But zero-based is helpful if funding is not fully allocated before your campaign is implemented, because then you can kind of like, oh, we got some more, we can do the next one. And in either case, really, the client, which would be you all, determines where the focus is for time and resources.
Okay, so lastly, we're going to talk about just some of the evaluative methods. And so feedback, as you'll see here, is just, it's important to understand if you're doing a good job. So, if collecting that feedback from current students, and are they engaged? Are they resharing on social media? Are they, finding ways to share with their networks? And then also when you get to the social media aspect, applying the analytics to your campaign to see if it's been effective. And then lastly, I think we have just, is the action, are the students actually enrolling? So, it'll take all those things to happen, but the more those increase, I think you'll see the increase in that piece of it. And
Thank you.